So, hello, good evening, and welcome to Live at 5, Instagram Live and Facebook Live with me, Hatha yoga teacher Lesley Wilson. So, sending you lots of love from the south coast, and not quite so sunny as it was earlier on, bit of a storm brewing up at the moment by the looks of it. So, nice gentle stretchy class this evening, so nothing too taxing, nothing too demanding, and so hopefully you'll enjoy. So I won't be uploading this one to YouTube because I've already taught this and I've already put it onto YouTube, so it's pointless me uploading it again. So I'm just going to have a little sit down on the mat and then just see who decides to join this evening. So yeah, I can hear the wind whipping round the building outside. So I'm glad to be in here, nice and toasty, nice and warm. So just over a week to go now until I officially go back to work. So back to work a week tomorrow. So obviously these classes, there's not going to be as many of them because I just won't have the time to do them. But I will probably still be doing 2 or 3 a week. And now I've learned how to work Instagram Live as well as Facebook Live, then should be able to reach a fairly wide audience if anyone still wants to join in. But I'm aware that more and more people are actually going back to work now. So numbers are dropping somewhat, but hey, it's been good for me to keep my practice up. So I'm just gonna carry on as much as I can. So I hope you've all had a lovely day. I can't believe another week is gone. It's just crazy, absolutely mad. I don't know where the time has disappeared to. So how I'm going to cope with a full column when I go back next Saturday, I'm not quite sure, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, so we're going to begin. See how we're doing for time. Namaste and welcome. So we're going to begin with what we call our breath awareness. So I always begin my yoga classes when I'm teaching face-to-face with a practice called pranayama, and this is really quite important, just bringing yourself onto the mat now. So just kind of getting rid of your busy day, your mind chatter, and then hopefully it just gets you ready for your practice. So we don't have to be seated cross-legged, we can be seated however is comfortable, just as long as you try and keep the spine as straight as you can, because obviously that improves lung functionality and capacity. So I'm going to bring the hands, so just place them somewhere. Mine are more comfortable on my knees, but it doesn't have to be. You can have the hands wherever is comfortable. So we don't want a hasta mudra or a gesture with the hands, we just want the hands nice and relaxed. So the fingers are just curled. And then we're going to work with what we call breath awareness. So straightening the spine, lifting the crown of the head. We'll just gently close the eyes. And then just allow the breath to settle. So no counting or retention of breath, literally just allowing the breath to occur naturally, smoothly, spontaneously, in and out through the nostrils. Mouth remains closed whilst we're working with this pranayama. And then just allowing the breath to flow freely. And so once the breath has settled, I'd like you to become aware of the breath and ask yourself whereabouts in the body you can feel the breath. So it may be that you feel the breath in the lower abdomen, in the belly. Perhaps you can feel the breath in the rib cage as the ribs expand and contract. Maybe you feel the breath in the sternum. Or perhaps you feel it in the top chest, the clavicular area. Maybe you feel it in the shoulders, maybe you feel the shoulders moving with every breath. So just take a few moments to work out whereabouts in the body you can feel the breath. And then ask yourself how the breath feels. So is the breath smooth? Is it rhythmic? Is it laboured? So just taking a few moments to tune into the sensation of the breath and asking yourself how it feels. And so now we're going to introduce a small movement in synchronisation with the breath. So the next time that you take a breath in, stretch away the fingers, straighten them right out. And then when you breathe out, allow the hands to relax. So the fingers will just curl back in. So breathing in, stretching away the fingers, straightening the fingers out. And breathing out, allow the hands to relax. So just continue working with this movement with the breath. And then whilst you're working with this synchronised movement with the breath, maybe just see if you can notice a natural pause that occurs at the top of the in-breath, or maybe at the end of the exhalation. Now, if there isn't one, that's not wrong. Everybody's breathing is different, but we're just exploring the possibility. And if there is a pause, even if it's a tiny pause, just try and focus on that pause. And then after the next exhalation, we can release this breathing awareness activity. So I'd like you to come down onto the mat for a short relaxation, just coming into Shavasana. So stretching away the legs, if the lower back allows, nice big space between the heels. Allow the 2 feet to just flop out to the side so the legs are nice and relaxed. So if this is not comfortable for you, then bend the knees, take the feet quite wide. Allow the knees to just fall in together so the legs are still nice and soft. So the arms are just resting a little way away from the sides of the body, palms turned up towards the ceiling. If you wish to, you can lift the head, look down the centre of the body, rest the head back down on the mat, and then just close the eyes if you haven't already done so, and just take a couple of nice natural breaths here. So we've just been working on becoming aware of the breath, so just think about how the breath feels, if it's any different now that you're lying down. And then let's hug the knees in towards the chest, clasp the hands around the outside of the shins, and then just begin easing out the back. So we're just rocking gently from side to side, head and knees going in the same direction. And then we're going to begin to ease out the neck, so still rocking from side to side, head going in one direction, knees in the other. And then let's come back to centre. Place the two hands on the kneecaps with both knees going in the same direction. We can circle the knees, so just keeping those circles slow and smooth. So just gently warming up the hips, lower abdomen, lower spine. And then we'll go back in the opposite direction. Still circling the knees. Knees are still together. Just going back the other way. And then still circling the knees, but let's send them off in opposite directions from each other now. So try to keep those circles as wide as you can so you're really working the hip joints. Opening up those hips. And then come back to centre. Let's pop the 2 feet back down on the mat now. Keeping the heels nice and close in towards the buttocks, but making sure the feet are hip width apart. And then take the arms down by the sides of the body, palms facing downwards. And then let's warm up the spine with a gentle pelvic tilt. So breathing out as you round the spine, pushing the pelvis forwards, push the back of the waist into the mat. As you breathe in, arch the spine, so pelvis tilts backwards, lifting the back of the waist up. So breathing out, rounding the spine, pelvis comes forwards. Breathing in, arching the spine, and the pelvis tilts backwards. And then just continuing this way with your own breath. And we can release this activity with the spine. So keeping the knees, feet and arms where they are, we're going to work with the bridge and then move on to the flowing bridge. Now it's really important when the hips are lifted at their highest point that you keep the head looking straight ahead. Do not turn your head to the side, otherwise you risk injuring your neck. So the next time that you take a breath in, push down the soles of the feet, the backs of the arms and the shoulder blades, lifting the hips up as high as you can. And then when you breathe out, lower the hips, just rolling the spine down vertebra by vertebra. So breathing in, lifting up, squeezing the glutes and squeezing the thighs. You can feel it in the muscles in the lower back. And breathing out, lowering smoothly down. And then just continue in this way with your own breath. And then the next time that you take a breath in and lift the hips up, you can float the hands up towards the ceiling and then keeping the arms straight, float the hands all the way back to the wall behind you. And when you breathe out and lower the hips, float the arms back down by the sides of the body. So breathing in, lifting up, arms up and back. And then breathing out, lowering everything gently back down. And then just do a few more of these with your own breath. Hello. Hi, darling. Oh, don't go under there. And then no need to rush or hurry, but the next time that you breathe out and lower the hips and lower the arms, you can release this activity. We'll keep the knees bent. We're going to work with a hip opener now. So we're going to bring the outer edge of the right foot and place it on the left thigh. So you can take hold of that right ankle with the left hand if you wish to. And then we're going to place the hand somewhere on the right leg, the right hand. So it could be on the knee, it could be on the thigh, wherever's comfortable for you. So we're just going to work with a gentle hip opener. So when you next breathe out, push that right knee away from you. And then breathing in, bring it back. Breathing out, push the knee away. Breathing in to bring it back. Breathing out to push away. Breathing in to come back. Breathe out to push away. Breathe in to come back. Last one, breathe out to push away. Breathe in to come back. And then we're going to keep that right foot where it is now, but we're going to lift the head. Place the right hand through the triangle gap. And then we're going to join the hands together around the back of the left thigh. So let's just rest the head back down on the mat. We're going to draw the left thigh in towards the chest. So you're opening up the right hip and getting a nice stretch on the piriformis muscle. And then release, place the left foot and the right foot back down on the mat. We're going to swap sides now, so bring the outer edge of the left foot, rest it on the right thigh. You can take hold of that left ankle if you wish, and then bring the left hand and place it somewhere on the left leg, so it might be on the knee, might be on the thigh. And when you next breathe out, push that knee away. As you breathe in, allow it to come back in. Breathe out, push away. Breathing in to come back. Breathing out, push away. Breathing in to come back. Breathing out, push away. Breathing in to come back. Last one, breathe out, push away. And breathe in to come back. So our hip opener now, so lift the head, left hand through the triangle gap. Clasp the hands around the back of the right thigh. Rest the head back down. Draw the right thigh in towards the chest. So opening up the left hip now. Oh, that wind's really whipping up outside now. And then release, lower both the legs. So you can bring the feet back down onto the mat. We're going to work with a spinal twist now. So let's take the arms out wide at right angles. Now if you don't have the space, you can just bend the elbows, take the arms up at 90 degrees. And you can keep the feet resting on the mat if you wish. Otherwise, hug the knees closer in towards the chest, whichever suits you best. And the next time that you breathe out, take the knees all over to the right, as far as is comfortable for you. If the neck feels okay, you can turn the face to the left. And then just hold it there, keep breathing. And then take a breath in, bring the head and knees back to centre. Breathing out, take the knees over to the left and turn the face to the right. And then take a breath in, come back to centre. One more to each side, so breathing out, take the knees back over to the right and turn the face to the left. Breath in to come back to centre. Breathing out, take the knees back over to the left and turn the face to the right. And then take a breath in, come back to centre. So we're going to stretch away the legs. You going to stay there? Alright. It's a good girl, aren't you? Don't worry. So hopefully I haven't come too far out of the camera view. Actually, let me come this side. You want to have to sit right in the middle. So I don't like to disturb the cat. It's a very gentle soul, aren't you? Very scared. Okay, so we're going to work with some leg raises. We'll do 5 single leg raises with the right leg, 5 singles with the left. If you're feeling strong, 5 double leg raises. Now, if double leg raises are not for you for lower back reasons, abdominal reasons, whatever reasons, then you can work with one of the alternatives. So you can hug the knees in towards the chest, extend the legs up to the ceiling, and then hug the knees back in towards the chest again. You can bend the knees as you lower the legs, or you can continue working with single leg raises, whichever suits you best. But let's start with the right leg now. So take a breath in and take the right leg up to the ceiling. And then breathing out, lower that right leg most of the way down. If you can hover a couple of inches above the ground, then great. If you can't, don't worry. Breath in to lift. And breathing out to lower. Breath in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Breath in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Last one on this side, breath in to lift. And breathing out to lower the right leg all the way down. Give the legs a little bounce. So moving on to the left side now. Take a breath in, take the left leg up to the ceiling. And breathing out to lower. Breath in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Breath in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Breath in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Last one, breath in to lift. And breathing out to lower all the way down. Right. So double leg raises if you're going to join me, otherwise you can work with one of the alternatives or modifications that I showed you just now. But if you're joining me, take a breath in and take both legs up to the ceiling. And then breathing out, lower down. Hover if you can, don't worry if you can't. Breath in and lift. And breathing out to lower. Breath in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Breath in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Last one, breath in to lift. And breathing out to lower all the way down. So you can give the legs a little bounce or a little shake, whichever is your preference. And then we're going to come up to a seated position. So I'm going to come into Sukhasana, cross leg position. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's fine. So we're going to work with our Kundalini Supi grind. So just placing the hands probably on the knees if that's comfortable for you. And then we're going to start to circle the chest. So just making big circles with the rib cage. And then let's introduce the breath now. So breathing in as you push the chest forwards. And then breathing out as you come backwards. Breathing in as you come forwards. Breathing out as you come back. And then you can just close the eyes. It turns it into a kind of moving meditation. Then we're going to go back the other way. So don't forget the breathing. Breathing in as you come forwards. And breathing out as you round the spine. Breathing in as you come forwards. And breathing out as you come back. So just a few more of these, eyes open or closed, whichever is your preference. And then coming all the way back to centre. So let's work with a side stretch now. So either staying in cross-leg position or both legs extended but with a nice space between the heels. So we're going to bring the left hip hand and place it into the left hip crease. And then the right hand will come out to the mat beside us. So take a breath in, straighten the spine. As you breathe out, slide the right hand away. So make sure that you keep that left shoulder back. Don't be dropping into a twist. And then you can turn the face towards the ceiling if the neck feels okay. Otherwise just into the centre of the room. And then we can release that left arm. Take it up towards the ceiling. Bring it across the top of the head, but keep that arm straight. So you've got a nice big stretch down the left side of the body. And all the internal organs on the right side are just getting a gentle massage. And then take a breath in, come all the way back up to centre. So we're going to bring the right hand into the right hip crease now. Left hand will come out to the side. Breath in, straighten the spine. As you breathe out, slide the left hand away from you, keep the right shoulder back. Release the right arm up and across, keep the arm straight, looking up underneath the arm if the neck allows. And then take a breath in, come all the way back up to centre. So working with a spinal twist now, so bring the right hand down behind the right hip. Left hand will come and rest on the right knee. Take a breath in, straighten the spine, lift the crown of the head. Breathing out, twist from the waist. Turn to look over the right shoulder, just hold it there, keep breathing. And then take a breath in, come all the way back to centre. Same on the other side now, so bring the left hand down behind the left hip. Right hand will come and sit on the left knee. Breath in, straighten the spine. Breathing out, twist from the waist, turn to look over the left shoulder. Keep breathing. And then take a breath in, come all the way back round to centre. So we're going to uncross the legs now, if we've had them crossed. And then we're going to take them nice and wide. Good girl. Mama's little pickle. Oh dear, are we keeping you up? I do apologise, I get very easily distracted by my cat. So taking the legs nice and wide, making sure that you come up onto the sit bones, so bringing the upper body forwards. So if this is really strong, you can tuck the the left heel in close to the groin, which takes the pressure off the inner thigh on the left leg. Otherwise you can work with both the legs extended, whichever is your preference, but please be kind to yourself. So I do not expect you to be able to fold yourself in half like a piece of paper if you've never done these stretches before. So just working with your own personal point of resistance. So a little bit of stretching and maybe a tiny bit of discomfort is okay in yoga, but pain is just your body's way of telling you that you're working too hard, so you need to back up. And these are quite strong stretches as well. So we're going to come up onto the sit bones. Make sure that the upper body is facing out over the right leg. And you want to keep all the toes pointed up towards the ceiling as well. Look, darling. Oh, you're so beautiful. Aren't you so beautiful? So hands resting on the right leg. Take a breath in, straighten the spine. As you breathe out, start to ease. Oh my God, you're so adorable. Ease the right side of the chest down towards the right thigh. So just allowing that muscle to become accustomed to the stretch. And then you can use the breath to take you in. So any discomfort or pinching in the lower back, then bring the hands back. And if I hold you in a stretch for longer than is comfortable for you, then just come out, it's fine. I'm reluctant to come out of this one for obvious reasons. I'm sorry, did I stop? Did I stop? Oh, gorgeous girl. And then take a breath in, lift the head, slowly come on up. Okay, so if you have the left foot tucked in, untuck that one now, and then you can do the same with the right leg. Do you not like that bit? You prefer that bit, do you? So we're going to be stretching out over the left leg now. So bring the left hand, bring both the hands ideally, and rest them on the left leg. Take a breath in, straighten the spine. As you breathe out, start to ease the left side of the chest down towards the left thigh. Once again, allow that muscle to become accustomed to the stretch. And then take a breath in, lift the head, slowly coming up. So we're going to work with a side stretch now. Are you having a stretch too? Are you stretching? Okay, so this is a really big, strong stretch. So just being very mindful of your own personal limitations. And if I ask you to do something and you think there's no way that's happening, then just don't do it, it's fine. So to begin with, we're going to bring the right hand with the palm facing up towards the ceiling and place it in front of the right calf muscle. If you wish to, you can tuck that hand underneath. This left arm comes, excuse me, all the way around. Trying to reach for the right hip if you can. We're then going to bring that right shoulder as close down to the right thigh as your body will allow. Now you can stay here with this left arm around the back. If you wish to, you can take the left arm up to the ceiling, bring it all the way across, and then some of us will be able to take hold of the toes. Now what you don't want to do is drop that left shoulder forward, so keep the left shoulder back. And then take a breath in, bring the arm up, bring the upper body up. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So the left hand will come down onto the mat in front of the left calf muscle, and you can tuck it under if you wish. So bring that right shoulder back, swoop the right arm around towards the left hip, left shoulder comes down towards the left thigh, and then if you wish to, you can release that right arm all the way up, bring it across, but don't drop the right shoulder in front of you. You don't want to come into a twist. So the whole point is that the obliques are getting a really strong stretch. I'm going to do the next one with the cat there, I'm not sure. And then take a breath in, come all the way back up. Okay. No, you ain't going anywhere, are you? You're absolutely sound up. Okay, so if you've had either of the legs tucked in, you need to extend both of the legs now, making sure that you're properly on the sit bones and on your tail as well. Is that all right? And then we're going to bring the hands onto the mat in front of us. Take a breath in, straighten the spine. As you breathe out, start to just walk the hands away from the body. Obviously, I've got a bit of an obstruction here. Some of us will be able to bring the elbows down, but not all of us will. And then, so you might be up here and that'll be enough for you. That's absolutely fine. It's all about your own personal journey. And then you can use the breath to help you soften down. Oh, you had enough. That's handy. Okay, so softening down as far as is comfortable for you. And then take a breath in, lift the head, start to walk the hands back in towards the body. So keeping the legs wide, now we're going to work with a twist. Sorry, I've now got a face full of cat's hair. So bring the arms out wide at right angles to the sides of the body. And then take a breath in, straighten the spine. As you breathe out, we're going to twist around to the right. Bring the left hand towards the right foot. Take the right hand out behind you. And then take a breath in, come up to centre. Breathing out, bring the right hand to the left foot. And breath in, back to centre. Breathing out around to the right, left hand to right foot. Breath in, back to centre. Breathing out, right hand to left foot. Breath in, back to centre. One more to each side. Breathing out, left hand to right foot. Breath in, back to centre. Breathing out, right hand to left foot. And take a breath in, come all the way back to centre. Float the arms down. Okay, so let's bring the knees back in together. So we're going to come into a cross-leg position with the right leg in front. So this is just only for positioning. So if you find it difficult to sit cross-leg, then don't worry, you can leave this bit out. So the right shin is in front. We're going to release that left leg and bring it out to the side. A little bit shuffling around there as you place the sole of the right foot on top of the left thigh. And then let's bring the right hand out to the mat beside us. Take the left hand and rest it on the right knee. So we're going to work with mermaid pose. This is a twist. So take a breath in, straighten the spine. As you breathe out, twist from the waist. Turn to look over the right shoulder, just hold it there. And then take a breath in, come all the way back to centre. So staying seated on this on the right hip, and the hand is going to stay out to the side of us. We're going to work with stargazer. So as you breathe in, come up onto the knees, bring the arms all the way up, push the hips forward so you've got a little back bend, and then breathing out, coming all the way back down. So breath in, come up, and breathing out, coming down. So we're going to come into animal relaxation now. So keep the legs where they are. Bring the hands so that they're either side of the right leg. And then we're going to start to walk the hands away from the body, bringing the chest towards the thigh. And then maybe we can just bring the head to the mat or the floor. And just keep breathing. And then take a breath in, lift the head, start to walk the hands back in towards the body. Okay, so coming back into Sukhasana, our cross-leg position with the left leg in front this time. And then release that right leg, bring it out to the side. And then a little shuffling around maybe. Bring the sole of the left foot, rest it on the right thigh. So we're sitting primarily on the left hip this time, and the left hand will come out to the side. Place the right hand on the left knee. Take a breath in, straighten the spine. As you breathe out, twist from the waist and turn to look over the left shoulder. Hold it there, keep breathing. And then take a breath in, come all the way back round to the centre. So keeping that left hand out to the side, stargazer pose. So breath in, bring the arm up. Take it back, push the hips forwards, up on the knees, and breathing out, coming down. So we'll do that once more. Breath in, come up onto the knees, push the hips forward, and breathing out, coming down. Hands resting either side of the left leg this time, and then start to walk the hands away from the body. Bring the chest towards the thigh. Maybe the forehead will come down to rest on the mat or on the floor. And then take a breath in, lift the head, start to walk the hands back in towards the body. And then we're going to come into Madhya Vinyasa, the pose of the cat. So when we work with the cat, it's really important that we spread the weight out completely on the palm of the hand rather than just the heel. This will help protect the wrists. So spreading the fingers out nice and wide, imagine that you're gripping down with the underside of the fingertips and everything else. Okay, so middle finger is pointing towards the top edge of the mat. Elbows and wrists are aligned with the shoulders. Have a quick look down and make sure that the hips are in alignment with the knees. And if you can see your feet, they're probably too close together. So maybe take them out a little bit wider so they're hidden by the thighs. And then we're just going to warm up very quickly with a bit of cat stretch and breath, or some of you would know this as cat-cow. So as you breathe out, so just going to round the back, bring the chin towards the chest. And then when you breathe in, drop the waist, lift the head and lift the tailbone. So breathing out as you round the spine, bring the chin to the chest. Breathing in, arching the spine, lift the head, lift the tailbone. And then just continuing this way with a few more breaths. So if you're quite new to yoga and you can't remember which way around the breathing goes, it doesn't really matter. It's not like rocket science. The important thing is to keep breathing. And then we can release this activity with the spine and come into, what on earth has happened with that? Do excuse me, sorry, one of my little phones seems to have switched itself off. Oh, I don't believe this. I do apologise. So I'm just putting Facebook Live back on. Publish, live video, start. Sorry about that. Okay, so moving on from where we were. We just finished working with Marjorie Asana, the pose of the cat. We're going to work with a little vinyasa flow now. So we're going to sit back on the heels to begin with. Now, if you can't sit back on the heels, I suggest you come up onto the knees. And then we're going to bring the hands into prayer position, Anjali Mudra at the heart centre. And then from here, we're going to come up onto the knees. Take a breath in as you stretch the hands up towards the ceiling. Breathing out, sit back down on the heels. Stretch away the hands, bring the forehead to the mat, into the pose of swan. Breath in, come up onto the knees into cat. Separate the feet, tuck the toes under, and breathe out into down dog. Breath in, back into cat. Breathing out into swan. Breath in to come up onto the knees, bring the palms of the hands together. And breathing out, Anjali Mudra. So breath in to come up. Breathing out into the pose of swan. Breath in, come up into cat. Separate the feet, tuck the toes under. Breathe out into down dog. Breath in, back to cat. Breathing out, back to swan. Breath in to come all the way up, bring the palms of the hands together. And breathing out, prayer position. We'll do one more. Breath in to come up. Breathing out into swan. Breath in into cat. Separate the feet, tuck the toes under, breathe out into down dog. Breath in back to cat. Breathing out to swan. Breath in to come all the way up, palms of the hands come together, and breathing out, prayer position. Okay, so we're going to have a couple of add-ons now. I'm going to quickly show you what they are. You don't have to do them. I'll give you an alternative, or you can just, ideally just stay in downward facing dog. So after we come into downward facing dog, we then have the option, we can either stay here in downward facing dog, or we can swing through into plank. So from here, nice straight line with the body, keep the elbows tucked in, and then we're going to lower ourselves, chaturanga, and then come into a little cobra. Tuck the toes under, straighten the legs back into down dog, and then the rest of the routine is still the same. But remember, you don't have to do those add-ons. If you wish to, you can just wait in down dog, join back in when we go back into cat. So we'll just do a couple of those. Okay, so bring the hands into Anjali Mudra at the heart centre. Up onto the knees, stretch the hands away. Sit back down on the heels, bring the forehead to the mat, stretch the hands away into swan. Come up into cat. Separate the feet, tuck the toes under. Push back into down dog. Swing through into plank or wait in down dog. Keep the elbows tucked in, chaturanga. Cobra. Tuck the toes under, push back into dog. Drop back down into cat. Come back into swan, sit back on the heels. Come all the way up onto the knees, bring the palms of the hands together and finish in prayer position. We'll do one more. Come all the way up, stretch the hands up to the ceiling. Sit back down on the heels into swan. Come up into cat. Separate the feet, tuck the toes under, push back into down dog. So from here, you can either stay in down dog or swing through into plank. Keep the elbows tucked in, chaturanga. Cobra. Tuck the toes under, push back into down dog. Drop the knees back into cat. Push back into swan. Come up onto the knees, bring the palms of the hands together and finish in prayer position. So lovely little sequence there, little vinyasa flow. So we're going to work with, just finally, before we come down to relax, a little balance. So this is the lotus flower balance. So make sure you haven't got a wall too close behind you, just in case you lose your balance on your sit bones. So we're going to hook the arms, underneath the knees. We're going to walk the feet back, bring the soles of the feet together, bring the hands into chin mudra, and then the drishti, or the focal point, is just softly ahead. So just having that balance on the sit bones. And then just coming smoothly down, back into a cross-leg position or a seated comfortable position as we work with our cool down. So we're going to start by circling the shoulders, nice big circles with the shoulders. And then back the other way. And then relax the shoulders down. So now we're going to take a big breath in and squeeze the shoulders right up close to the ears, and then let them fall away with a big old sigh. Breath in and squeeze. One more time. Drop the chin down to the chest. Bring the chin up to the right shoulder. Take it back down to the chest. Up to the left shoulder. Back down to the chest. Back up to the right shoulder. Back down to the chest. Back up to the left shoulder. Back down to the chest. And then we'll lift the head. Take the right ear over to the right shoulder. Bring it back to centre. Left ear to left shoulder. Back to centre. Right ear to right shoulder. Back to centre. Left ear to left shoulder. Back to centre. Let's turn the face all the way around to the right. Come back to centre and all the way around to the left. And back to centre. Once more round to the right. And back to centre. Once more round to the left. And back to centre. So just make your way down onto your mat now for your final relaxation. So coming into your best version of Shavasana, your relaxation posture. So stretching away the legs if the lower back allows. Nice big space between the heels. Allow the feet to just flop apart. So remember, if there's any pinching in the lower back or discomfort, please feel free to bend the knees, but take the feet nice and wide. Allow the knees to just fall in together. Arms resting a little way away from the sides of the body, palms turned up towards the ceiling. Fingers lightly curled. Back of the neck is long, chin is tucked in, eyes gently closed. And then just becoming aware of the breath once again. No need to do anything with the breath, just allow it to occur naturally, smoothly in and out through the nostrils. And then just becoming mindful of how the breath feels after your practice. Does it feel any different from at the beginning of the session? Or is it just the same? And then I'd like you to take your awareness down to your feet. I'm relaxing my feet. My feet are relaxed. I'm relaxing my ankles. My ankles are relaxed. I'm relaxing my lower legs. My lower legs are relaxed. I'm relaxing my knees. My knees are relaxed. I'm relaxing my thighs. My thighs are relaxed. I'm relaxing my hips. My hips are relaxed. I'm relaxing my waist. My waist is relaxed. I'm relaxing my abdomen. My abdomen is relaxed. I'm relaxing my rib cage. My rib cage is relaxed. I'm relaxing my chest. My chest is relaxed. I'm relaxing my spine. My spine is relaxed. I'm relaxing my hands. My hands are relaxed. I'm relaxing my wrists. My wrists are relaxed. I'm relaxing my lower arms. My lower arms are relaxed. I'm relaxing my elbows. My elbows are relaxed. I'm relaxing my upper arms. My upper arms are relaxed. I'm relaxing my shoulders. My shoulders are relaxed. I'm relaxing my neck. My neck is relaxed. I'm relaxing my jaw. My jaw is relaxed. I'm relaxing my face. My face is relaxed. I'm relaxing my mind. My mind is relaxed. I'm relaxing my internal organs. My internal organs are relaxed. I'm relaxing my entire being. My entire being is relaxed. And so it's nearly time to end this final relaxation. So just gently starting to wake the body up by just wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. Maybe circle the wrists and circle the ankles. Roll the head from side to side a couple of times, just waking up the neck. And maybe you fancy a stretch and a yawn. And then just roll over onto your preferred side. And just make your way back up to a seated position. And so we'll finish. Om Shanti. And thank you. So Facebook Live people, I'm very, very sorry about the interruption. I'm not quite sure what happened there. So Insta, I'm going to turn you off. Thank you for watching. Bye.